Oh, what a beautiful Saturday it is. Hello, you lovely, lovely human beings. Welcome back to Roy's Repair and Resale. My name is Roy. I do repairs and resale, and occasionally I offer some hilarious commentary while I'm fixing these atrocities that end up on my desk from time to time. And today is no different. It is going to be a lovely day of repairs, and yeah, it's going to be a lovely night of repairs. So lovely to see all of your faces, even though I cannot see your faces. Welcome back. If this is your first time here, please be sure to hit the like button, throw me a subscription on YouTube, follow me on Twitch, whatever's easier for you. I'm not particular when it comes to these type of things. And if you're coming back, welcome. It was lovely to see your faces, even though I cannot see your faces. I am a little hyped on caffeine right now because I've had a very long day. So y'all gonna have to forgive any kind of impediment in my speech, but we're gonna work through it together. All right, we're gonna do this as a community. Thank you. Appreciate your cooperation. Anywho, we are going to get started in just a moment here. I just need to make sure I am fully locked and loaded as far as this goes. Got my beverage. We're working with the Cherry Starburst sugar-free drink today. Gonna hydrate to start off the stream. Salud. Oh, oh, that's good. Oh, delicious. All right, I'll give probably just another minute or two here while I get things situated. I'm also going to clean up my mat a little bit because it is a little bit messy. So let's clean up the mat a little bit while we're allowing some time for some more folks to jump in. Do 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 do. Get a little liquid disinfectant going on here. And grab ourselves a microfiber and just start cleaning. The one downside to working with all this alcohol is it makes the office smell like a goddamn hospital. And I am not a fan. It is not my favorite smell. Definitely not top 5 smells for the room to have at any given time. You know what I mean? Swap over to a dryer section and continue on with the cleanings. Give it a nice scrub. Oh, lovely, lovely evening it is. All right, board is now somewhat cleaner, which makes me somewhat happier. All right, it'll do for now. Do I have my brush? Where's my brush? Ow, just stabbed myself. God damn it. Brush is in the ether right now. Oh well, not a big deal. Okay, so like I said in the messages, if you guys have not seen yet, we have a controller and 2 PS5s that we're going to work on today. One of those PS5s is one that I purchased from Facebook Marketplace for the sparkling total here, all right, of $100. I paid a grand total of $100 for this PS5. I'm sure there's a reason for that. It was sold to me as a no display issue. I took a brief look at it. It definitely had a bug infestation at one point in time. I soaked it in alcohol for a few days to kill off whatever was in there. And it's definitely been worked on before as well, which you guys will see once I get to work on it. However, we are going to start with this. This is, as you can kind of see if it'll focus, this is a custom SCUF controller that was brought to me by a customer. And it's an interesting dilemma that he's run into, not one I've seen before, and that's why I'm including it in the stream, because normally I don't like to do controllers on stream. It's all pretty simple and straightforward. But this is an interesting one. So, this customer states that when he hooks it up to the PS5, it works fine. The buttons all register. until he hits one of these two buttons. If he hits these two buttons, supposedly, I haven't tested it yet, supposedly, excuse me, it completely disconnects from the PS5. It shuts the whole controller down and it disconnects from the PS5, completely unusable. I have not run into that problem previously. I also don't like working on SCUF controllers because of how difficult they make it to work on. But we're going to find out. We're going to test it. We're going to see exactly what happens. That's why I actually have that PS5 already hooked up and ready to go so we can actually test the things. We're going to see. Now, I attempted to do an initial test prior to the stream starting, and what happens is, if I try to plug it into my computer to test it, you will see 3 orange lights. Now, in most cases, that is going to mean that the battery is disconnected. The customer did mention that he took it apart and attempted to look at things, so it's possible the battery may not be seated properly. We are going to take a look and see what we can find out. So let's go ahead and get right on into it. Let's get the battery seated and make sure that we can actually try to work on this thing. All right, so let's try to adjust this as best we can. Tiny technician in the house, baby. Let's go. All right. So, SCUF controller first. Okay, I can see, you can tell that this has been taken apart. So the customer did mention he took it apart already. So I'm going to assume that probably means that the battery is not seated, and that's why I'm getting that error. So let's take a look. And it's missing screws. Oh, you know what? He gave me screws. Hang on, sorry. He did mention that he took it apart. Demi in the house as well. What have I done to deserve such wonderful contributions to my stream tonight? Lovely to see your faces, even though, as per usual, I cannot see your faces. Okay. Well, at least the screws are already out, so this will be a quick part of the process here. We're just going to pop this off. I do have to be careful because on these SCUF controllers, there is usually either a ribbon cable or some kind of PCB on the back that is connected to everything. Yeah, this one has a ribbon cable, so I do have to be careful about that. So I'll show you what I mean in just a second, once I get this out safely. Okay. All right, there we go. So I'm gonna I have to be really careful about this. There we go. Okay, perfect. Well, not perfect, but it is what it is. Okay. So I'm gonna put that back where it goes. Oh, and actually, oh, there is no ribbon cable. It just kind of hooks up to everything. All right, excellent. Right on. Okay, so we're going to put this back in its holster. There we go. Okay, that's where that goes. We're going to move this off to the side. Hello, Kate. Lovely to see your face, even though I cannot see your face. Okay, so as I've stated before, I hate SCUF controllers. I hate them with the fiery passion of 1,000 suns. They do some redonkulous shit to make these things work. And I do not have that piece he was looking for. Okay, so the battery actually is in place. So why is it not connecting? So you can kind of see here, I'll try and come down just a little bit. Nice, Demi, hell yeah. That's the move right there. All right, so yeah, unfortunately this quality is garbo. Hey, Chris, good to see you, buddy. Sorry, I missed you there. Oh, much obliged, Harris. I appreciate you, my man.
Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. All right. So I hate SCUF controllers. Primary reason is they are difficult to work on. But if we can at least get it going, we will try and figure out what's happening here. So, typically, when this is plugged in and the battery is input properly, which it seems to be, I should get a charging icon. But instead, I am getting... Oh, now it's charging. What the hell? So what, I took the back off and all of a sudden it's fine? Okay, well, it's on now. So let's see. Okay, hang on. Interesting. All right, let's see if I can... All right, there we go. Awesome.
Okay. So supposedly what happens,
I'm going to try and be as gentle with this as possible. Supposedly what happens with this is when I push the L2 or L1 buttons, it just disconnects from... Oh yeah, so it's not even registering the L2 click right now. So I am pressing L2, but it's not registering at all. Okay, well it is on now. R2 is fine. L2 is not registering at all. Okay, that's all registering. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. So let's... I want to see if I can recreate his issue. So let us... Now that it's actually working, let's put the backpack on. Make sure it still does what it's supposed to do. And we can kind of go from there. So I'm try and do this without dislodging that one piece that already came dislodged. All right, let's move this back up just a moment here. There we go. All right. Okay. So now with it back in place, okay, let's just make sure we don't have the same issue again. No, we do not. Okay. All right, awesome. So let me put in the L1 button, and then we'll hook it up to the PlayStation I have here. Hey, Daryl, good to see you, bud. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I must have. Yep, my bad. I must have not turned off the second mic when I had the screen capture. Sorry, my bad. Let me fix that now. Hang on. You're gonna hear silence on my end while I fix it.
Okay. All right, am I still echoing? Just testing. Am I still echoing? Any echo? All right, awesome. Okay, fix that problem. Thank you for letting me know, guys. I appreciate it greatly. I rely on you tremendously. Okay, so now that we're done with that, all right, so now I'm going to put these two control. These apparently are the buttons that are having the issue. Okay. Yeah, there's no response at all from those buttons, from those triggers. So that could be there. Yeah, no, it was. I had two microphones going at the same time because I don't use that setting very often, so that's why. Okay, so it could very well be that the reason it's shutting down and not connecting is because there's a problem with the PCB on these two buttons right here. These are the ones that are not registering whatsoever on the controller. So let's go ahead and get this, turn it on. All right, and let me swap over real quick. I'm going to try and get this in the screen as much as I can for you here. Okay, that's fine. Yep, that's fine. Okay, so I'm still connected as of right now. Let's just do quick play. Okay, so I'm connected now. I'm on white light. Supposedly, if he presses either one of these buttons here, it disconnects from the console. It's not seeming to do that right now, but it's also not registering anything. It's definitely not disconnecting. But it's not registering at all. Yeah, I'm just going to run through a... Yeah. Get through this, please. My guess is there's a problem with the PCB itself that's on these two parts of it. Oh, just go away already. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Yep, amazing. Tremendous. Yep. Yeah. So, there's... kind of hard to see. Hang on. Yeah. Okay. So, right stick, totally fine. No problems there. Completely nothing on the other one. Okay. All right, that's all I need to see. So we'll shut her down. Okay. All right, so definitely going to be something wrong with the PCBs for the left side triggers. Or, I'm sorry, one trigger, one bumper. So, let's see what Scuff did and what I can try to do to not do that.
Okay. Sorry. Again, still a work in progress. Didn't realize I was muted. Sorry, guys. My bad. Had problems taking that battery out, but we got there. Sorry, I'm going to try and fix the quality on this. Okay. All right. Well, quality's just going to be a little rough. Hello, Ashley. Welcome. Welcome, everybody. So those of you that I have not caught yet, welcome. It is lovely to see your faces, even though I cannot see your faces. All right. So this PCB is the one that I'm concerned about. There's all kinds of wiring in there, but I have to get this bracket out first. And the problem is that if I take this bracket off, these two have to come out. Actually, these four might have to come out. I don't know. I just do not know. Okay. Well, let's just start and see where it takes us, shall we? So we're going to take this screw out right here. You know what, Ashley? Sometimes we have to do that. Sometimes we just got to boss the fuck up. I feel that. I feel that heavy. Okay. So we got that. Let's take this little ribbon cable out over here. Go. Okay. Let's see what happens when I try and take this out. Just seeing what everything's connected to. Okay, yeah, this is heavily interconnected. That's a pain in the ass. All right. Yeah, this thing is heavily interconnected, which is about what I expected, honestly. Okay, so let's just see if we can pop the board out as a whole, or if at least I can find what wires run to what. All right, I'm gonna go under the microscope and just see if we can get a Jesus. Oh my God. Sorry, guys. I don't know what the hell is going on with this thing. Okay, anyway, I just went through a whole goddamn explanation. Okay. So, this yellow ribbon cable, whenever it wants to show itself here. Okay, you can kind of see it. All right. So this yellow ribbon cable is connected here on this PCB. That PCB runs around the back of the board to this main board right here, and is also connected to this area on the controller that I'm trying to show right here. This little area right here that PCB is also connected to, but that yellow wire runs to this setup right here that is connected to the trigger area. So I guess I need to take a look at that whole assembly right there, which means I'm going to have to remove this, or at least the board. I have to remove the board for sure. All right. Let's try and do this a little bit at a time here. I'm going to take this little ribbon cable out. I'm going to take this back ribbon cable out. I'm going to take the two Oh, ha, ha, ha. Okay, found the problem. Sometimes it's just looking you right in the fucking face and you're about to do a whole bunch of unnecessary shit. So, that's my problem, at least why it won't register. Now, that doesn't fix the problem of it not working properly, but I guess when the customer took it apart, this part didn't get plugged back in. That would explain why it wasn't registering. Okay, all right, we're making progress. We're getting there. All right, so we're going to plug that part back in. Are we in? Are we good? Is das good? Das is good. Okay. All right, well, now we got to put the damn thing back on and reconnect everything and then try and find the error that the customer was referring to. So, let's do that. Okay, there we go. Sometimes it's just as easy as finding that age-old tech question. Hey, Draco, good to see you, bud. Sometimes it's just as easy as asking that age-old question, did you plug it back in? So I don't think that's actually going to solve our problem, but it at least explains why it wasn't registering the way it should have. All right. I always hate this little ribbon cable with a fiery passion. There we go. All right. So let's get. You can actually move away from the microscope for right now. Yeah, I need to get some better tweezers in here for sure. You are not wrong there, my friend. All right, so we're going to get this in there. And we're going to put the battery back in. We're going to do that without damaging that other PCB that's on the top. Okay. All right. So now, I really don't want to take it apart again just to run into the same problem. All right, let's see if we can at least test it and see what we come up with. I do have to put the back on. Damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it. All right. Back does have to go back on just because I need to be able to put the other button back on. Yeah. Oh, I hate SCUF controllers. All right, here we go. Okay. Okay, so now that it's at least connected properly, let's see if we can recreate the issue again. Welcome everybody just coming in, by the way. It is lovely to see your faces, even though I cannot see your faces. If you haven't already, please be sure to click the thumbs up on YouTube, throw your boy a subscription, hit the follow button on Twitch. Let's keep growing this lovely community and watch me make a fool of myself from time to time, man. All right, we're going back here.
All right, there we go. Perfect. Okay. So we're going to plug this back in. Okay. So now we are back. We are on. Okay. So now at least I have functionality of those buttons. Excellent. Okay, so now let's see if we can recreate the customer's issue. Okay, so now we're going to plug it back into this PS5.
And we're going to put it in right now. Okay, that turns it on just fine. We're going to swap over real quick. Yes, I know I need to press the goddamn just drop. I'm not doing it right now. Okay. So we are still connected. I'm gonna just go into a guest account real quick for a quick play. What I do not have right now is that white light right here that should show me is connected. So that's intriguing, but it is still functional for the time being. It's not disconnected, unless it's because it's wired in. If I disconnect it, does it go away? No? Okay, still on. That white light missing is concerning, but let's see. So I'm going to attempt to press the... No, you know what? We'll do it from here. Sorry, I got to sit through the screen again. Sorry, guys.
It is concerning that white connector light isn't coming on, but who knows? Alright, we're going to sit through the Astros playroom screen for a moment here. Speaker's working on it just fine. Alright, so let's do a quick test. Alright, so that triggers. Got that. And I've just lost the other one. So now this one is fine, but the connector piece that was plugged in here to keep it working has just fallen off. Oh Lord. Okay, well, I cannot recreate the customer's issue. I do now have a new issue. I also don't have touchpad functionality. Okay. That's enough for now. How does this echo still happen? Jesus Christ. Sorry. I don't know what the hell is up with my settings. Okay, I think I know where my problem is. Okay. All right. Okay. Echo should be fixed. Sorry. Still working out things, but it should be good now. No more echo should happen. Okay. So I do have to take it back apart to try and fix what the customer did. And then I have to figure out why the touchpad wasn't working properly. But I am not able to recreate the issue. So I would pretty much say that it works as far as the way it's supposed to. So let's get this fixed. Oh, hang on. Almost did a boo-boo. There we go. Okay. Now let's finish taking it apart. Try and fix what the customer did to jerry-rig this thing before and find out why the touchpad is not responding the way it's supposed to. Okay, so oh, much appreciated, MacGyver. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate you. All right. Oh, I see the break now. Okay. Oh, this is unfortunate. I mean, it was never going to last anyway, but still. All right, let's get the microscope in here for a moment. Oy. Yeah, this is not a fun one. I don't like working on SCUF controllers for this reason. So, I'm going to do what I can for the customer, but it is not a fun job. Okay, so the problem is that this little piece right here is supposed to be propped up into the controller to click down on it like that. So, and he had a little piece of paper stuffed in there. I don't know if that paper is going to do the job, and it definitely won't do it forever. I'm trying to think of something that I might have lying around that could help to do the job, but unfortunately, SCUF is very particular with what they use, and if any of the pieces break, you have to put a whole new assembly on here. And unfortunately, I do not have that option available to me. So what I'm going to try to do is reposition this paper. This is literally like a little bit of surgery here. And unfortunately, I am not a fucking surgeon. Maybe if I can... Oh, hang on real quick. Okay. Before I get too far into that aspect, I do need to... I think I need to reposition the ribbon cable for the touchpad, because I don't think it's seated properly. I think that's why I didn't have touchpad functionality and the white light wasn't there. I am pretty sure that's the reason. So let me just gonna try and reseat that ribbon cable real quick. Okay. Yeah, I think it was slightly misseated because it went in a lot easier that time. Okay. Question is, what can I use to keep that'll stay in place, that will click that button as necessary? Do I have maybe a screw that I could put in there that'll keep it lodged in place properly? Let's see. Ooh, almost. Not quite. The screw option may be a good option, though. Let's see. Let's see if we can find one that'll actually work properly. Yeah, that's... All right. I'm not against the screw option. Let's see if we can find something that'll make it work. So if I had this size screw with a slightly smaller head on it, I think it would work beautifully. Or maybe I can reverse it. Hang on. No, not quite. If I reverse it, it has to be a little bit longer to actually stay in there properly. That actually is perfect. If only I could get it to stay in there. Oh, hey, look at that. It'll do, I think. Yeah, that should do it. That is some jerry-rigged stuff if I have ever seen it, but it seems to be pinched in there enough, and it's clicking the button. Nice, nice, Pinecone. I really want to get into more other stuff besides consoles, but I love PS5, so I can't help myself. That is some ghetto rig stuff right there. But it's doing the job. That's all I can ask for. All right, if it works, it works. All right. Look, we are all about ingenuity here at Roy's Repair and Resale. All right. If it doesn't work, God damn it, we'll make it work. That is not ideal, but it will do for the time being. And I think that screw is actually pinched in there enough to where it should stay put. Damn it. If I've said it once on this stream, I've said it 527 times. I fucking hate SCUF controllers. Damn it, the screw came loose. Motherfucker. Okay. I'm on the right track with this screw idea, though. It is the correct option. What I need to do is keep it in place. Okay, so I need... How did I have this before that worked so damn well? Okay. I believe I need to... I don't know if I have any glue with me, but glue is the solution here. Glue is 100% the option. Unless I can find a longer screw. Hang on. Let me dig through my box of shit. This is why I have a box of shit to begin with. All right. Need something skinnier than that. That's going to be way too long. You know what? Hang on. Maybe I'm going about this the wrong way. Maybe the customer had the right idea the first time. Hang on. Let me grab that paper real quick. If I can get that paper in at a good enough angle, I bet the screw will work just fine. Alright, so I've got the paper in. This is becoming more complicated than I wanted it to be. That's not it. There is a sweet spot in this goddamn thing at some point. There is a screw that is going to be exactly what I'm looking for. Oh, this is annoying. I have other stuff to do this evening. Unfortunately, I don't do PS3 work. I pretty much start at PS4 and up, so that's not something that I would be able to help out with. Um, Plenty of other people that do retro mods. There's a lot of people that work on them. Computer Booter, I know, does PS3 work, so look for Computer Booter on YouTube. He for sure I know does PS3 work. I am literally looking for anything that I can MacGyver to make this damn thing work, and I'm struggling. It's not good enough. That won't do it. big. Rachel, not right now, sweetie. Not right now. I'm doing stuff. Man, oh man. This is annoying. I have no earthly idea how I got that first one to stay. And it's upsetting me because I really want it to stay now. How did you work the first time, and please do it again? I really wish I could just solder it in there. Right now I'm just basically squeezing and hoping it goes back into place. I've got it to where it's in place again, but yeah, now it's not squeezing the button anymore. Motherfucker. Okay, y'all bear with me a moment. I'm going to try and I know I have super glue somewhere. So just bear with me. Let me go and find my super glue real quick. I'm going to try and super glue this into place. So give me just a second. Exactly. 100%. unfortunately, I cannot locate my super glue. And I'm not going to bother my girlfriend about it because I value my life and I'm not waking her up. So I did find a box of controller parts from other modifications that I did. They're not scuff mods, but they are mod pieces. So I'm wondering if maybe I can find something on here that would suffice. Oh, this thing is annoying as all fudge-tasticness. Alright, well, note to self, get super glue. Oh, do I have any other tools or anything that can help me in this situation? I have so many tools. Oh. Move, cat. Like, if I could just solder it into place, I'd be fucking golden. But unfortunately, I cannot. Yeah. This is a sad state of affairs right here. When I have the solution and I just can't properly apply it. Oh, that's frustrating. Well, if I can maybe just pinch it into place without giving it any room to move, I might be okay there. Let's see. What do I have that can pinch into a very tiny space? What about you, Mr. Foam Piece? Maybe if I cut you up a little bit. Let's see. I'm playing a dangerous game here. This is unfortunate. Okay. Okay. Well, I'm not as confident as I was before, but let's see if that will at least hold. Well, I mean, it's in place for now. Okay. It is at least in place. Yeah. Trust me, it's not a fun time, my friend. Not a fun time. Okay. All right. All right, let's swap over. All right, I've got the white light on the touchpad again. And now the down arrow doesn't work. What the actual fuck? Yep. Now the down arrow doesn't fucking register. You've got to be shitting me. Unfucking believable. Oh, this controller is going to be the death of me, I swear to God. I fucking hate SCUF controllers. Okay. Okay. and it was functioning fine before. And now I have no fucking... Now it's doing the thing where it's disconnecting. I don't fucking believe it. So now... Yeah, I'm just going to have to give this back to the customer and say, sorry, man, there's nothing I can do for it. So, it comes on. You'll see me press the left trigger here. There's no response. We just had it working, and now there's no response. Plus the D-pad's not working. Everything else is fine. Totally good. Totally good. And it just did the shutdown thing. Yeah, see what that... Yeah, there it goes. Okay. Nope, this is a lost cause. This is a waste of my time. Unfortunately, I cannot... Yeah, I don't know what the hell PCB they did. I don't know what they did with this, but it is not worth my time to continue trying to fix it. It is just not worth it. There is PCB issues all over this damn thing, and I am not going to continue putting time into it. It sucks. I don't like going through a no fix. It bothers me that I'm not able to fix things, but I also have to know where to draw the line, and this thing is just glitching out completely. And I don't know their PCB structure. I'm not going to waste a whole bunch of time digging into it. It's no fix. It is a no fix. I will not charge the customer for my time, and we will move on to the next one. No, it's a customer's. It's a customer's controller, so I'm gonna have him pick it up tomorrow and just tell him, unfortunately, I'm just not able to fix it. There's nothing I can do. I took a shot on it, and yeah, I told him there was a chance that it might not be fixable because SCUF controllers are just awful in general. I fucking hate SCUF. While they work, excellent. They're completely fine. As soon as they break, you're fucked. If you're out of warranty, kiss it goodbye. Okay. Anyway, let's move on to other things, shall we? We'll put this PS5 away for later. I don't like starting off a stream with a no fix. Well, something that I cannot fix, I should say. But that does happen sometimes. All right. Let's move on to a PS5, shall we? All right. If you've been around my channel long enough, then you will know why this PS5 is in a trash bag. Anyone want to hazard a guess as to why this PS5 is in a trash bag? Friends, exactly right, friends. That is why this PS5 is in a trash bag. So, as I mentioned earlier in the stream, this is a PS5 that I bought from Facebook Marketplace for the grand total of $100. I bought it knowing that it was broken, and I bought it because it was sold as a no display. Now, when it comes to buying from Facebook Marketplace, I have come to expect that there are going to be bugs inside the console. It's just the way it goes. So, let us remove the console that has sat in alcohol for some time now. Yep, we got some friends in the bag. So this thing is all kinds of janked up, but
making sure I'm not seeing anything fucking crawling around immediately.
All right. So all right. Let's go ahead and pop this off. So when I bought it, I knew it had been worked on previously. Does anyone want to hazard a guess as to why I think it has been worked on previously? Sorry, texting the customer with the controller. Bear with me. Okay, text message is sent. So, why I figure, or I know, that it has been previously worked on. Number one, security tape is missing. Number two, we have a nice bit of painter's tape covering this particular area of the board. That is not Sony OEM factory equipment. They don't use painter's tape. So, we're going to dig into this and see just how bad it is. Unfortunately, it is not. No, painter's tape is not the factory method that they use to keep that in place. All right. Let's take this fan out, see if we see any friends scurrying about. Where's my alcohol? I need to have that at the ready in case shit pops off. All right. Don't see anything as of yet. You're not wrong there, Pinecone. You're not wrong, my friend. Alright, do we have an SSD? No, not so lucky. Fair enough. One of these days, I will find an SSD. You know what I do expect the blue painter's tape on? When they release the KF console, it will have blue painter's tape. I will expect it. There's also something weird about these screws. Like, they are not in properly. Remove these screws and see what kind of hell we're getting ourselves into, shall we? Did they put the wrong screw in here? No, that's the right screw. It's like this whole thing is just not put together. It's like slightly off. The whole thing is just off by like 2 degrees. Enough to make these screws very uncomfortable. Alright. Alright, alcohol is in my lap at the ready. We're going to keep it on the desk at the ready. Jesus Christ. Alright. You know what? I didn't even try to turn this on. I didn't even try to power it on yet. Alright. No friends scurrying about. That's positive news for now. Alright, let's try and power it on. Let's just make sure it actually turns on. I didn't even try to power it on yet. The screws are indeed screwy. Okay, well, it turns on. That's positive. No disc inside, that's unfortunate. It for sure turns on. That is good news. Honestly, I'm half expecting to fix whatever the display issue is, and then it's console banned. Yeah, the PSVR 2 is nice, man. I don't own one, but I've played on them before, and they are very nice. There we go. I hate when they turn off the beep. It always feels like I'm not doing something right. All right. So it does turn on. It powers onto a white light, so that is good news. So the benefit to this is that I'm not reselling this console. Once I get it fixed, this is actually going to go to a silent auction to benefit one of my friends for a much needed medical procedure. So this is actually just going to be donated and sold at auction. So I'm not as worried about condition and all of that. Of course, I'm going to make sure that it works properly. I'm going to clean it up a little bit and make sure that it, it's good to go for when it goes to auction. But I'm not having to worry about reselling it and, any of that whole process. Now, whoever worked on it last did at least put all the screws back in the right spot. So that's helpful. That's positive news. Well, let's get going. I know this is everybody's favorite part. You guys just stay on the edge of your seats. We get this premium screw content in. All right, there we go. Premium screw content complete. That'll be $20. All right. Oh, they didn't even bother to put this under the adhesive, huh? Excellent. Tremendous. That's right. The screws always make the loins ablaze. Okay. Oh, it's had HDMI work done. Surprise, surprise. I'm sure even with the crappy camera quality, you can see all the corrosion and such around the HDMI area. Well, yep. This front board isn't even in properly. Oh, it's broken. Okay, lovely. Well, hopefully it works. I can always replace that connector if I need to, I suppose. Well, it sucks that they've done work on the HDMI system, or the HDMI port, because I don't know what solder they used, I don't know what flux they used, so I have to redo the whole damn thing to make sure it's up to my standards. I might have to replace this connector. All kinds of bad stuff. I might have to replace this connector because this fucking locking mechanism is jacked up. Yeah, that whole mechanism is just fucked. Oh, I don't know. One step at a time. All right. All right. Let's get this out of here and have ourselves a look-see. USB ports need to be replaced. Alright. Well, we're getting all kinds of content this evening. Alright. So let's take a look and see what we got, shall we? Alright, so we have the HDMI circuit. Definitely seen better days. Is that fucking super glue? I swear to God. I think that's glue. I think this is all glue right here. Or some kind of epoxy. What the fuck happened? What did they do to you? What did they do? Okay, well, I mean, obviously, this is not great. Are the pins even connected? No, not even a little bit. Nope, they are all bad. What the fuck did they put on this thing? It literally feels like super glue. Or some kind of glue, some kind of adhesive. I mean, it's coming up, at least kinda. But, I mean, literally, it's all over the fucking board. What have they done to you, you poor thing? Let me try and clean as much of this off as I can, and then I'm sure some of it's going to come off with the heat and flux and everything else I'm going to put on there, but at least if I can get some of it off. Yeah, it is not the best. In the famous words of Uncle Roger, if you use super glue on your PS5, you fucked up. That may not be a direct quote, just to be clear about that. Alright, well, I mean, that'll do for now. I'm sure the rest is going to come off. However, this is just the start of our expedition here. So, we can see that side of it. We can also see can't quite see. Lift slightly. so yeah, USB ports are quite fuckered. As is the one next to it, so those will both need to be replaced. And we have the back of the board. Hey, Trick, good to see you, buddy. Yikes. Fucking yikes. So, looks like I've got missing component here. I think that's supposed to be a resistor. This diode is covered in all kinds of fucking grossness. Is it more super glue? I swear to fucking God. Did they just super glue this bitch back on? Like, fuck it, it's fine. You know, Trick, I feel like Tiny Technician would probably do a better job than this, even in his limited experience. I swear to God, if they just super glued this fucking component on, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. Everything is against me today, man. The controller wanted to be a dick. Now this board's covered in shit. Okay, it actually looks like it is soldered. Okay, I'm gonna try and clean this up a little bit, but yeah, I think there's a resistor that right here that's missing that we're gonna have to put back. Unless that's it right there. No, I'm not gonna use this. That is the component, or that is a component. Oh no, this missing up here too. Oh my God, what did they do? Jesus Christ. Okay. I'm gonna come in with a little bit of alcohol and a toothbrush and try and at least. Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong, Pinecone. You're not wrong even a little bit. I mean, to be fair, the disk drive did try to eject a disk that wasn't there, so it's definitely got power. Yeah, alright, that's fine. Alright, so let me first of all clean up some of this board. Oh. The roach fun stuff going on around here. Honestly, I'm surprised this thing turns on, and I will be very surprised if the Wi-Fi works, because that Wi-Fi. And I unfortunately do not have an ultrasonic. Let me. Sorry, just a moment, guys. All right, clean up some of that leftover solder from these holes. That is not the prettiest thing I've ever seen, that's for damn sure. Yep. This has seen better days. This has seen better days. Those ground holes are not happy. But hey, like I said, I paid $100 for this. I expected it was going to have some problems. Where the fuck did my solder go? There we go. All right. Well, the pads took. Uh-oh, that's not good. All right. Am I back? Are we good? Can everybody hear me? Are we back? Are we good? Can everyone hear okay? Interesting. Okay. Hang on. Let me look. Let me look. Interesting. Okay. Let me look. Yep, you're right. No video. Oh, wait, hang on. I think video's back on YouTube. Yep, you're right. No video. Oh, wait, hang on. All right, well, we're just gonna keep going, and we'll do it live. All right, that's what we'll do. Yeah, I saw that. I caught that part, and then I guess it just decided to work again. I don't know. Whatever. Well, I don't know what the hell they put on this. I don't know if it's unleaded solder or what, but it's not wanting to come up.
fucking diode, god damn it. Alright, whatever. Get that diode back into place before I fucking lose it. Alright, there we go. Alright, let's just get the port on there. This thing is being gross. Well, again, I paid $100 for it. What do you expect? Actually, I gotta get the components on the back of the board there first, but I still need to fill in these ground holes. Okay, I guess those two are disconnected now. Excellent. That's always fun. All right. Well, this is going to be a fun one, that is for sure. All right. So this little cap. Goes right there.
move that off to the side right now. Tin these pads up real quick. Okay. So now I need to replace 2 components, a Zener diode and I believe a resistor. Let me go grab a donor board. All right, donor board is retrieved. Ugh. Trying to get that one cap into place. All right, close enough. And I'm going to move this board over so I can get the other 2 parts into place. I'm going to pull them from this here donor board. Oh, this is the wrong board. Shit. Yeah, it's still got the same setup. It's fine. Yep, so I need that little Zener diode and I need the resistor that's there. Still trying to get this all worked out, guys. Appreciate everybody being so very patient. Okay.
Alright, dropping my airspeed to about 40%.
Hey, Ruggers. Nice to see you, bud. Welcome in. Welcome to the fun zone. That's what I'm calling this so I don't pull my hair out. Good to see you, bud. Thanks for coming in. Alright. Components are all in place. Nope, just cheap consoles, my friend. Cheap consoles. Alright, components are all soldered into place. Tremendous. Oh, gotcha. It's still doing that, huh? Okay, hang on. Let me see if I can fix that. Sorry. Yeah, this appears to be a Streamlabs problem. Yeah, now it's back, but... And now it's not. Yeah, it seems to be cutting in and out. Because Twitch is fine. All right, well, yeah, if you're on Twitch, it seems to be okay on Twitch. All right. Yeah, I had some kind of internet malfunction, and then it just decided not to work properly. Not really sure what happened there. All right, let's grab ourselves a port. Let's get her tinned up. Oh, so close to the one swipe. Okay. Actually, need my counterweight. Ugh. Counterweight. Alright. Let's come up with a little bit of flux on the legs. Try and bond it as much as possible. All right. Well, as it goes. Welcome back, Ashley. All right. So that should be good to go. All right, let's go ahead and spritz her down one last time. Come in here with the Q-tip, just clean up some of that residual flux. Well, it ain't my prettiest work, but did what I had to do. check the back real quick. Yeah, it's ugly. It is not my finest work, that is for sure. It is ugly as sin, but it is done. Just tighten up this little blob over here. Yeah, whatever. It's what I've got. Yeah, it'll do. All right. Let's get her in the chassis and see if she displays. Or if I've broken it completely. For $100, man, $100. All right. Now I am going to work on this some more off screen, so I'm just going to test it and make sure we have a display. As long as we have a display, we'll move on to the final one, which is another HDMI port, but it's a little more interesting than this one, even though this one's already quite interesting. Right, let's get these ribbon cables in. Let's get this clamp back in. Alright, and again, the only goal I'm going for right now is to make sure that there's a clear display on the screen with no glitchiness or anything like that. That is my goal. I will do the rest of the work that I have to do to it at another point in time. I just need it to display. That is the only goal. Alright, still turns on. That's positive. Oh, I just shut my TV off. All right. That displays in full 1080p. There's no glitchiness on the screen. No artifacts, no nothing. Excellent. Okay. I'm taking it. I'm taking it. We're going to leave this as is for now because I still got one more to do. And it's already late as hell. No artifacts. Nope. All right. That displays. Excellent. All right, so let's let this shut down fully. And we'll move on to my final customer of the evening. Move this off to the side for the time being. And my customer console is another PS5, because I am a PS5 repair channel now. PS5 Disc Edition. The problem with this one, let's see if you guys can deduce what the problem might be with this. So, who can tell me what the problem with this one is? Which one of my genius viewers can tell me what's wrong with this console? Like, I realize that I have nothing but the smartest viewers, okay? I have the best viewers. There are no viewers like my viewers. I know one of you can look at this and tell me what's wrong with this. Yep, it's missing. It's completely fucking gone. Customer states, my HDMI port isn't working. Roy's Repair and Resale states, what HDMI port? It is gone. It's not supposed to look like that. There is no HDMI ports. So that's what we're going to be working on. So as I continue to get these torn apart and worked on, if you haven't already, please be sure to leave a thumbs up on the YouTube video. Drop a subscription if you haven't. If you're on Twitch and you haven't followed already, first of all, rude. Secondly, please be sure to hit the follow button. I'm thinking we might run into some friends. Maybe, possibly. Ugh. All right. Let's go ahead and get this thing broken down, and we'll see exactly how badly the extent of the damage is, and see if maybe we can end the night with something at least relatively simple. Let's have a look-see. See what we're getting into. Hey, it's an EDMO 20 board. Great. We all know how much I fucking love these. And we have friends. All right, just got to take pictures to document for the customer. Yay, friends. All right. And the fun part. Oh, these screws! God damn it. All right, almost done here. All right, and all the fun screws are out. Yay! All right. pop our little ribbon cable out here. There we go. Make sure we take our clamp off all the way. And let's see how bad our damage is, huh? Well, it's so bad, whatever was left of the port is now in the console. So... So, there's the port. Just hanging out, you know, kicking it inside the console. That's fun. Let's just go ahead and remove that. All right. And let's see what we have left of the HDMI port. Surprisingly enough, no torn pads. I am honestly shocked by that. I figured those pads would be ripped, but they are not. That is excellent. Yeah. Not a single rip pad in sight. All right. Let me get another port. We'll tin that up because I should be able to get this pretty quickly. This should be a in and out kind of job. All right. There we go. Little more flux. Almost. Boy, this port does not want to cooperate. Why is everything being difficult tonight? These aren't even hard repairs. What the fuck? Thank you. Jesus. All right. Now that's done and out of the way. we go. Go. Let's grab our new port. I don't know why my microscope is doing this from time to time. It's working. We finally got it working. First of all, Six, good to see you, buddy. It is working. It's displaying properly. It needs a little more work. The two USB ports on the board need to be replaced. But it does display. So we got it fixed. So once I get the USB ports replaced, I'll do that tomorrow off stream. That's not a customer console. That's going to an auction for a friend of mine who is getting a medical procedure done, and I'm going to donate that for the auction. So no huge rush. The auction's not for a little while. I'm not reselling it, but I do want to make sure that it's ready to go before I put it to auction. So, but it's working. It's a nightmare, but it's working. All right, that looks pretty damn good. No worries, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, something's going on with Streamlabs. Because Twitch has been fine the whole time, so I don't know what the hell's going on. I did lose internet connection for a brief period, so I reset the connection and it fixed the connectivity issue. But now it's causing that green screen issue you guys are having. All right. back in the chassis. All right. No, yeah, like I said, I'm not reselling the $100 one. That one's going to an auction. To all the whatever it sells for is going to my friend that needs a medical procedure done. I'm not reselling it. I'm gonna donate it, and hopefully it'll help somebody else. That's the best thing I can do with it, honestly. All right. We are all plugged up. She is on. Okay. Whew. Scared me for a second there. No, I appreciate it, Six. Thank you, man. All right. We're good. No glitches. No artifacts, no nothing. Fantastic. All right. All right. That is going to do it for the stream tonight. I'm going to put this one back together, take pictures for the customer, and get it ready for them to pick up tomorrow. The $100 one I'm going to continue working on tomorrow. I'm going to get those USBs replaced and do a full test on it, make sure everything works properly. Knowing my luck, it's going to be fucking internet banned, and I just have a very expensive parts console. But either way, no matter what, it has been an absolute pleasure hanging with you guys this evening. We did not start off the best, that is for sure. That scuff controller almost broke me this evening. And then running into the $100 PS5 with the monstrosity of an HDMI job was also not the best. But here we are. Look at us doing the things, right? I will be back next week, most likely. Tiny Technician should be back with us as well, so that'll be fun. I'm going to try and get at least one more console off of eBay. I have to sell these other two PS5s. I have a PS5 Slim and a PS5 1215A, both disc editions, that I still have to resell. So if any of you are interested in one of those PS5s, shoot me an email, go to my website, roserepairandresale.com, or shoot me a message on Twitch, whatever the case may be, and we'll get you hooked up. Until then, once again, my name is Roy. I do repairs and resale. It has been a pleasure sharing this Saturday evening with you. If you guys are looking for any parts that you need repairs on, chips, ports, whatever the case may be, please be sure to go to royserepairandresale.com. I have lots of parts listed on there. If there's something that you need that you don't see on there, shoot me a message and I'm sure we can work it out for you. That being the case, if you haven't already, please be sure to leave a thumbs up on the YouTube video. Click on subscribe if you haven't already. Throw me a follow on Twitch. We're trying to get all that stuff built out there, and it's going to be a great time. So, thank all of you for coming out. Kate, Six, Ashley, Rutgers, all of you. Pinecone, Trick, everybody. Thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out. It means the world to me. Yada, yada, yada. Same old sappy bullshit. Thank you very much. I will see all of you next week. Mwah.